All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKarkadash. That's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to the hopeful light preaching this word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another video to edify. And we're going to get into this. Because what we're seeing right now is you're going to have to walk the plank of faith, right? The scriptures tell you that you got to arm yourself likewise to go through the same sufferings as the Yahushai. And as this system is getting ready to collapse and they're moving forward to bring in the new one, which is going to be the MOTB system, you're going to come, we all, including me, are going to go through that straight gate, right? So you're going to have to be willing and ready to let everything go. All right, so let's play this. I got 3 videos I want to get into to let you know that this is the end, right?
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
And that's what
of
it
this
is.
Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work.
That's what it is, man. And this system is going live. They're going forward with the plan. Right? Let me get this real quick. Habakkuk. This is a very important precept in this time. You gotta be looking and watching and knowing where the hell you at. Habakkuk 2:1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And he answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Right? What is the vision? The prophecy. And making it plain is basically spelling it out for the people, that he may run that readeth it, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Right? Everything is set up in its time. The Lord said he does not stir nor move the times until the said measure be fulfilled. We're seeing that recipe is coming to full. You make bread, there's a time where you have to allow the bread to proof. Right? You got to go through periods of stretch and fold so you get the right elasticity in the dough. And now we're seeing that this thing is looking like it's on its final proof. And the Lord is getting ready to put this place in the oven so these things can cook and come forth in their full measure. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. And you had people in these other camps like IUIC sitting here with Bishop Nathaniel saying the time of Jacob's trouble wasn't going to come. You had a IUIC saying, oh, there ain't no microchip. Now they're sitting there switching the story saying, if a microchip does come, they're doing all that mind game with the people instead of preparing them to deny this thing. No, the men of Great Millstone, starting with the elders and apostles, right? They always taught this and they kept it in the repertoire and they constantly pulled it out. And now we're in a time where these things are about to come to pass, because you got Revelation, the 13th chapter, and the dude said it. You won't be able to work in the United Kingdom without a digital ID. Well, what does Revelation, the 13th chapter say? Revelation 13:16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right? And that mark is going into a charagma. Now, a digital ID isn't the charagma. But this is a stepping stone. If you make it compulsory where you cannot work, what happens when the next phase of the plan comes where you can't work, you can't buy, you can't sell unless you have that microchip put into you? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And we all know this scripture. If you ain't going to be able to work, you definitely can't buy nothing. And they said it was going to be mandatory by the end of their parliament. So by the time they vote for a whole nother parliament, or they have to go through re-election time, right? They're saying that system is going to be live. Then you got the people in Vietnam. You got people in is it Thailand? Forget where it is. It's another one of those East Asian nations revolting against a government that's trying to pull in these type of measures to make, digital banking mandatory. And why do you think that is? Because they're getting ready to push forth this agenda, this plan.
It will also be one of the early, everyone can trust. I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce biological weapons convention, which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world by pioneering an AI verification system that everyone can trust. Hopefully the UN can play a constructive role, and it will also be one of the early projects under AI. Let's see how good it is, because a lot of people are saying it could.
See? AI verification system. What do you think that's going to be tied to? Where do you think it's going to be verifying? Those digital IDs. Right? And they're going to shut out whoever they want to shut out. This is where you're going to have to walk on faith, because let me get this, man. Yeah, Jeremiah 17 and 5, it says, thus say Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm. Because there's going to be a lot of people in these times, the scriptures talk about it, where they're going to fear this system so much, and they don't want to lose out. They don't want to be X'd out. They don't want to lose all that they have. Because that's what's going to be something that we're going to be faced with, having to walk away from everything we built in this world. Ananias and Sapphira is a good example. When it came down time to pitch in for everybody's benefit, Ananias and Sapphira kept back a part of their possession. They wanted to make sure if this doesn't work out, they got something in the world to go back to. You can't be like that in these times, man. So thus say Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh. Because what did Yahweh try to say? This is Matthew 16 and 25. It says, whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And if you want to hold on to your life here, where you trusting in this rather than trusting in the Lord, you departed from the Lord. For he shall be like the hearth in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and in a salt land not inhabited. And what happens in salt lands? No life can grow. Right? You get a bird that flies down and stops in the salt land, and it ain't making it back up. And that's what it's going to be like in this time. So you got to make sure that when these days come, because that straight gate is here. Right? Where's that scripture? Nah, let's just keep going, man. Let me get this next one. This is Matthew 7:13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, meaning the position of difficulty. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that which go in thereat. Right? And when they make this system mandatory, when they start saying the chipping stations, when they start saying come here, and so if you don't have this, you're not going to be able to function in our society. And the scriptures tell you that whosoever wouldn't worship the image in this beast, we're going to be beheaded. That's going to be something too. When it's hard to eat because you don't have the chip. Well, at the end of the day, the Lord said he was going to keep us in that day. And we'll get that scripture too. When it's you can't go to the store and get food for your kids. Right? That's part of the straight gate. You got to count the cost. Now is the time to really meditate on these things and meditate on the trust that you got to have in Yahweh Bashim Shai. Because this thing is moving forward quick. We don't know if winter here, bro. We don't know if we're going to make it through December. We don't know. Shit, we might not even make it to another Passover. It says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth to life, and few there be that find it. You see? You're going to have to walk on faith, man. This is Hebrew 10 and 38. It says, I got to start at 35. It says, cast not away, therefore, your confidence. Right? What is that word confidence? Con meaning with. Fidence, back to the word fidel, meaning faith. Right? Cast not away that faith that you have, which hath a great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience. And at that day when things ain't for sure, right? Because that's the biggest thing that gets people, man. Having it to where nothing's for sure, right? Insecurity. That's what's going to make a lot of people turn, right? For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, and this is what we're doing now. We're trying to do the will of the Lord at all times. Right now, we're in a Sabbath. Bros are trying to keep their mind on things of the heaven rather than things of the flesh. Some bros got to go work. Some bros, dealing with whatever they dealing with, but they still trying to keep this thing to the best of their ability. That's doing the will of the Most High. Trying to stay righteous in the most wicked place in the world, man. In the most wicked time, around the most wicked people. That after you have done the will of the Most High, you might receive the promise for yet a little while, and he shall come. And he that shall come will come and will not tarry. All right? We coming to that time where this is going to be real. Yahweh Shai is about to come back, and he ain't going to tarry, man. This thing is moving forward. There's so much stuff. Like, if you know the scriptures and the Lord is dealing with you, like, every time I look up or I look up some news or something, like, bro, scripture upon scripture is just speaking. Like, everything that's the scripture, like, there's no doubt in my mind that this thing is real, that we involved in, man. The scripture said to measure out the time diligently in yourself, and when these things start to come to pass, you shall know that it is the very same time when the Lord will visit the world which he made. We seeing all of it now. And now this devil's getting ready to push forth this system, so you're going to have to stand on business, man. All of us going to have to stand on business. This is your last time. This is our last time. And I say this all the time. This is our last time to show the Lord that we believe, right? Because we've been through. You don't know what you did in your past lives. We've been through many captivities, many times, to where we failed the test. Even Yahushua, man. Even Yahushua, when he was on the earth as Solomon, what did he do? He failed the test. I was reading the book of, I think it's Kings, man. I was in the book of Kings, and it said that the Lord was displeased with Solomon because he showed himself unto him twice. He showed himself directly unto Solomon twice. And Solomon still went off and worshiped other gods. So there were past lives that we were in and we failed, man. This is our last time to show the Lord, like, yo, I'm down, I'm down. I believe I'm not going to fail you this time. So walk in these days with that confidence that the Lord is going to get you through it. Now it says, verse 38, it says, but the just shall live by faith. And in these times, it's going to be the most precious thing you got. Your faith, because that's going to keep you from doing stupid shit. That's going to keep you from offending against the Lord, from getting your crown. Because when they tell you you can't eat unless you sit here and get this MOTB, the C-hip, well, you know for a fact that the Lord is the one that fed you. We didn't, man, these devils didn't feed us. They didn't do shit. We had to work for whatever they gave us. We had to work for whatever these devils gave us, man. They didn't give us shit. And even in that, man, the Lord is the one who supplied us with everything we needed. So you walk in these times with that, hey, you know the just is going to live by faith. It says, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. And when people are going to sit here and take that MOTB, you drew back, because there's going to be a judgment for that. These other camps, these other preachers, these other people out here acting like they know the Lord and they believe him, and they're acting like they're sincere teachers of yours. If they telling you, you take this, right, and it's okay. First of all, a lot of them preachers out here, they sitting there saying the law, the law, the law. Well, when you go to the law, it tells you shall make no cutting in the flesh. So when you get that C-hip, you making a cutting in the flesh. You breaking the law right there. But there's a direct judgment for taking the C-hip. This is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, meaning you're going to have your part in the lake of fire, which is going to be here in Babylon the Great, or wherever else the Lord is going to shoot these missiles off. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment shall ascend up forever and ever, and they shall have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image and receiveth the mark of his name. Meaning, if you take that, you ain't gonna have no rest. The scriptures talk about there's going to be grievous sores upon those that tuck it. Cancer, you're gonna have cancer. People just pop out. You're radiating your flesh. But these times is speeding up, man. I think there's one other video I wanted to show, and I'll just close it out after that, man. You know, that's good on that, man. But, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call law, Yah, by Shemar Shai, by Shemar Karkadash, Shalom.